As it stands at the time of this recording, the Boston Celtics have the best record in the league at 48-13. 2 days ago, on March 3rd, they dismantled the Golden State Warriors by a staggering 52 points. About 2 hours ago, though, they let the Cavaliers go on a 34-11 run to lose a game in which they were up 22 points with 9 minutes remaining in the fourth. I've had thoughts about the Celtics for a while now, so I felt now was a great time to talk about them on video. Their offseason additions have proved to be well worth the price as they've noticeably improved from last season. Their record last season was an already impressive 57-25, good for second in the East and second in the league in general. With just 21 games remaining for them, the Celtics look poised to reach the coveted 60-win threshold that truly marks an elite team. But do we trust the Celtics? Do we trust Jayson Tatum? Let's discuss. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Maurice, the sports historian, back again with another video. This video we're gonna be talking about the Boston Celtics, man. Full transparency, this was supposed to come out on Monday, but I delayed, and because I delayed, they played a game against the Cavaliers, and I have to include that game in this script, so I threw away portions of this script and rewrote it, and you should be able to tell during this video. If you guys enjoy sports content, if you guys like content like this and want more of it in the future, please consider leaving a like as well as subscribing down below. And if you do subscribe, turn on post notifications so that you get notified every time I post a video. And with that, let's get back to it. For starters, let's get this out the way early. Celtics fans have pissed me off so bad within the last 20 games or so. Whether it be clips that hit the internet like this.
My theory about why White is better than Trey and Tyrese Maxey right now is based on the premise that you can't win a championship with any of these three guards as your best player.
Or the consistent front running that they do. I don't really know. I just know that they're annoying. And I already have a natural disdain for Boston fans for obvious reasons, but they've been really annoying this season in particular. Celtics fans also have been the main pushers of the Tatum MVP campaign, which I'm not complaining about because he plays for the Celtics, but I do find the lack of consistency very amusing. Enough about things that aren't the team, though. The Celtics remind me of the Nuggets last season in the sense that what the Nuggets did to the West last season, the Celtics should do to the East this season. For context, the Nuggets lost a total of 1 game at home during their entire championship run, and it came in the finals during Game 2 to be specific. During last season, it became abundantly clear who the best team in the West was when Jokic ripped off a crazy individual stretch from the end of November to the beginning of January, where he averaged nearly a 30-point triple-double. For the Celtics, it's felt like that since about the same time this season, around December, January-ish. But also, when watching the Nuggets last season, one of the things that stuck out was just how consistently their offense performed well with Jokic not having to score. It felt like Jokic could go out there and take 6 shots, maybe make 3 of them, and the Nuggets would still blow out their opponent because they were just that consistent. Does that sound familiar? The Celtics' entire starting 5 is averaging at least double digits, while Tatum, Brown, and Porzingis are all averaging 20+. Derek White was getting all-star talks, and while I may have disagreed, he was and still is playing great basketball on both ends. Even their bench mob has gotten some decent shine. Sam Hauser was shooting lights out to begin the season, Peyton Pritchard has played valuable minutes throughout the season, and they just added Xavier Tillman, who in the future, I suspect they're gearing him to be Al Horford's replacement. Porzingis hasn't had the healthiest season, but when he's played, he's been effective and adds even more firepower to an already loaded roster. I admittedly am lower on Jaylen Brown than most people, but I can say that his presence offensively is still felt as many of the Celtics from the previous iteration of this team have had to sacrifice their touches. JB is still solid offensively and built to be one of the better second options in the league. And then that leaves us with Jayson Tatum. For transparency, Tatum is one of my favorite players in the league and has been for some time now. So with that, I can say that Tatum doesn't really have an MVP campaign outside of best player on best team. He hasn't had prolonged elite play during any of the seasons that he's had MVP buzz. This season, the few best player on best team candidates that there are simply have been playing better. Shai's having a crazy individual season, averaging 31 points per game on the season, along with 3 stocks. Giannis is having his most efficient season ever, averaging 30 on 60% from the field. And Embiid basically had the award sewn up until he got hurt. So the MVP push he's been getting as of recent, I'm not a fan of. With that though, I'm not going to pretend like Tatum is some unproven young player in this league. I've seen a lot of Tatum slander this season. Some justified and some very justified. And I think regardless of how you personally feel about Jayson Tatum, he's one of the best players in this league, and he's also one of the top stars in the game today. But I'm fed up with Jayson Tatum. Tatum, for all of his accomplishments and many playoff moments, is the most wishy-washy superstar in the league. I say wishy-washy because I wholeheartedly believe that he is a superstar, but the way he settles for the worst possible shots and cools off at the worst possible moments is something that I cannot explain for the life of me. A few years ago, his inconsistency was a problem every few games, every other week, every now and then. Ever since that 2022 finals, it's gotten considerably worse, to the point where it's almost every other game where I feel like being a detriment to his team. The best way I can describe Tatum and the Celtics is as a pendulum. The momentum will swing wildly in one direction, but it always swings the other way. That's an indictment on Tatum and the coaching that has schemed these bad habits and tendencies into him and the identity of this team. Originally, this video was going to drop Monday, March 4th and have a slightly more positive lean, but I delayed it, so it's coming out whenever it's coming out now. And after that Cavs game, I can't really spin this into a positive video. I just can't. The game I just watched from them allowing a 34-11 run to lose to the Cavaliers was quite literally every concern that people have with the Boston Celtics exacerbated and concentrated and shown during the fourth quarter collapse. Because they go lights out during the first half, they sputter into the third quarter, and then the wheels completely fall off entirely in the fourth. Way too much. It's a trend, and it's been happening with this team. I think back to the 2022 Game 7 Eastern Conference Finals where they almost choked the entire series away by taking their foot off the gas. This isn't new with the Boston Celtics. They can improve as much as they want talent-wise, but the identity of this team has been established, and until it does change, we'll keep having these questions and conversations about the legitimacy of this team. Everyone's a loser until you win, and after you win, the narrative shifts. I think that this iteration of the Boston Celtics can become champions. But I said that about the last iteration and the one before that. We got less than 50 days until the playoffs start. So we'll know what this team is about in due time. We got to get there first, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, we continuing on with the scripted, content, stuff like that. We moving away from the unscripted stuff, except for these portions of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that video on the Boston Celtics. I just had to talk about them, bro. Like, the Celtics, it's easy clicks. Hopefully this video does well. But yeah, appreciate you guys for sticking around this video. Until next time, peace.